Welcome back, everyone. Listen up. This is going to be something important for a lot of people out there. I have with me Anna von Straussenberg, and she's the owner of Anna von Straussenberg CPA. Welcome to the show. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself, what you do, and how important it is for people to let go of some of this and let other people do.
Okay, thank you for having me on the show. I'm a CPA. I'm a tax preparer and accountant. We help individuals do their taxes, and we do some accounting. If people need their books cleaned up, we do that. And one of the things I want to emphasize is that the end of the year is coming, so this is the time to do tax planning.
Oh boy, yes it is. And I know a lot of people are not prepared.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been sitting in their homes and trying to organize stuff, but they've not organized what they should, which is now, look, we've got to get ready for this tax season. And you are something that you had mentioned before that to me before we got on air, that you're a QuickBook Pro advisor for 17 years.
Yes, since I started with the firm back in 2002, I became a QuickBooks Pro advisor. I'd actually been using QuickBooks before that, so I'm really good at it. It constantly changes, so I constantly take courses to update myself.
Well, it's amazing. Now, when people work with you, you said you work nationwide. You're also rated with the Better Business Bureau, and you also do free consultations with people. And if you tell them that you heard it on this show, this is for this one. We're not doing this on this one. This is for you, that when you work with people, you want them to call you and talk to you. And what does it look like when someone does that? I mean, how much, you got to get to know them because it's their business that they're talking about. So how does that work when they call you? What is the first thing you kind of get to know about them?
Usually I'd like to get to know what is their business, what do they do. It's very important because depending on what kind of business, if you're a light manufacturer or if you're in construction or home building, or we have clients that were in the medical industry, you need to understand their industry and what it is that they do. That's the first and foremost thing.
Right, and then of course you have to go into the books and look at where they are. When people do that with you, 90% of the time, what do you find?
Well, I find little errors that people don't understand what is important. How do you put your vehicle on the books? Is it an expense or is it an asset?
You know what? Perfect example. I mean, a lot of people don't know that they can do these things, and that's where you come in. You've been doing the business for about a year, but you've been in this for a long time. How did you get involved in doing this?
Well, I started as a CPA back in California, and then I decided to move to Arizona, and I got a job with Johnny Stevens, CPA, and he not only was my boss, he became a mentor, and he still is my mentor. And when he decided to retire, he offered me the business.
Wow, isn't that cool?
So I have the old clients, but I'm also trying to grow a few new clients.
Do you do both individual and not, or how does it work?
Yeah, we do both individual and generally small business in all different kinds of companies. We have architects, construction, real estate, medical, light manufacturing.
Some people have started their own business this year, or even the last years, and whenever they do it. Do you help people like that are just that small?
Yes, we're willing to take in small businesses and get them started on the right foot.
I think that's the most important part, and right now this year is over. Everybody wants to get it over, but one of the things that we need to do is get excited about the new one and get ready for it, and that's where you come in. And you can even train them, you said, on the QuickBooks.
Yeah, I can train them how to use it properly, because if you don't use it correctly, then you end up with things not coming out quite right.
So your phone number to call, it's 480-964-4030. She does free consultations. Her website is LAVSCPA.com. She works nationwide. She's rated with the Better Business Bureau, and she's been doing QuickBooks for 17 years. So she knows a lot about it. She's an advisor on it, and she keeps herself up on snuff in it. So what is some of the advice that you can offer then a small business owner right now?
Well, one of the first things I like to advise them, if they have payroll, keep those payroll taxes up to date. If they mess them up, I can help them fix it up, but that's most important, because the IRS is not flexible with that. When you don't pay your payroll taxes, they come after you. The other thing I'd like to say is look at your books. Look at what your business is doing. Some people go along with their business and they never look at what the books say.
You know, a lot of people do that. I know one in particular myself, somebody that I know close. And I think it's so important because that will help them understand where they are, why they are where they are, and where they can go.
Yes, that is true. They need to know where they are and where they can go, and what they need to do, to look at it, to think about what they need to do to improve their business. Are they spending too much in one area? Are they not advertising enough? They need to look at those things on a regular basis, monthly.
That phone number to call her, it's 480-964-4030. She does free consultations. LAVS CPA.com, nationwide, rated with the Better Business Bureau. You've been like working with a lot of different companies. What are they normally? Like, what are some of the ones that you already work with?
Well, we have some architectural firms based in New York. I'm also a CPA in New York. We have a couple of light manufacturers that manufacture some things that are used in construction. I had clients in the construction industry, and I've got clients in the real estate business.
So when someone's listening to you like right now and is an individual, why would they need to have someone like you?
Well, one of the most important things, a lot of people are moving from out of state, which means that they need to do multi-state returns. For individuals, that can be complicated because there's tax credits that go between the states, and if you don't know how to handle that, that can be difficult. And it's important to know all the different tax laws of each state so that you do the tax return correctly.
You know, I would have never thought you would have answered it that way, but it's what an important part, because I have no idea. You know, when people move, they probably don't even think about that really.
Yeah,
but they're responsible for that side too, right? If they were there for part of the year and here for the other part of the year.
Yeah, that's true. And there's another thing that a lot of individuals miss, is that if they work for a major corporation and they get stock options, those are difficult to deal with, and you can pay too much tax if you do it incorrectly.
Well, let me tell you, if you're working for a major corporation and you've got too much stock, I still want to meet you. But honestly, you do need to have some. It's not good. A lot of people try and do these things on their own now because we have all this access with Dr. Google and the programs that they can buy, but they can still make mistakes, correct?
Well, that's correct. I've had clients that have come to me and I've looked at their past year's tax returns, and I've saved them a great deal of money by redoing their tax returns, and then they stayed with me going forward because they were happy that I knew how to do it correctly.
Her phone number, 480-964-4030. She does free consultations and she works nationwide, and she's rated with the Better Business Bureau. Why do you like QuickBooks so much?
I like QuickBooks because it is widely used, so there's a lot of information out there, and it is pretty user-friendly. Once you get to know the little quirks in QuickBooks, it can be user-friendly.
But it has to be used right.
That's
correct. And the best time to call you is obviously, let's say someone's starting a business right now, obviously would be fantastic to call you now. But someone's been in business for a long time and they have not really worked and kept things up. When is the best time to call you?
Anytime is the best time to call me.
Right.
Don't wait. The sooner you get started, the better your books can be.
You know, and as bad as it looks, don't look backwards, right? Like if you haven't done anything, don't look backwards. Just start from now, right? And can you help them, like maybe let's say going back after you start getting them up to date, can you also go backwards and kind of help them get caught up?
Yeah, we can catch them up, make sure that their books match their prior tax returns, because that's very important. If they ever get an audit, the books better match the tax returns.
So for right now, as we're getting close to the end of the show, what would you want to do as advice for them to get ready to be organized?
Well, documents come in early in January, and so make a tax folder, start gathering up your 1099s, your 1098s for both individuals and business. It's important to gather those documents and have them in order the best you can, you know, so that when you do come into me or another CPA, hopefully me, that you'll be ready.
Yeah, and also when you put it in a box like that, it saves you money if you're a little bit more organized.
Oh, that's correct.
Right.
Yeah, we provide an organizer for our individual clients. After their first year, we have their information, so we send them out an organizer to help them get their taxes in order.
So, one of the things I wanted to ask you before we leave is that, with COVID, how are you working with your clients?
A lot of our clients were working electronically. They send us, we have a portal on our website that they can upload documents. They can upload their QuickBooks accountant's copy, they can upload their documents in a PDF form, and we can bring them down, and we can send documents back through that portal. So that's one way that they can do it. They can email stuff to us. We've worked not with Zoom or anything like that, but we've worked remotely for several years, so this isn't too difficult for us.
So they're already prepared for everyone. Listen, right now, we are around the corner here. Look at it's Thanksgiving, like what, next week or so? And then the next thing you know, it's the holidays. And you want to get yourself prepared. You want to get yourself ready for the tax season, and it's upon us. And she wants to make sure that you do things, get caught up, and do things right. You can call her direct. Her phone number is 480-964-4030. It's LAVS. CPA.com, rated with the Better Business Bureau, and nationwide.